Shop Talk is filmed at 1009 Kingston Road in Toronto.
Do you actually find yourself like giving advice and stuff like that, like about dating and just sex, and like are people coming in asking questions?
They don't really ask questions, but if I talk about an experience I've had,
Yeah.
maybe they could relate to it, or maybe take some advice from it, take some knowledge from it, and apply it to whatever relationships they're in, if it's about that, you know what I mean?
All right, go. Well, I'm gonna put the shop to the test today.
Right.
Ask you a few questions, see what you guys, see what wisdom we could gain from the shop. So one of the hardest things nowadays is kind of approaching somebody of the opposite sex, or the same sex, approaching somebody that you're interested in.
Right.
How do you
Nowadays?
do it? Yes, especially because
Social media.
yeah,
Right.
it's so different. The culture is different.
Of course.
The habits are different. The way you approach people are different. So I'm asking, in real life, best way to approach somebody in real life that you're interested in.
Honesty.
Honesty.
Be yourself. Say hello, smile. Don't make anything up. Just, you know, be yourself.
For me, 2018, I wouldn't.
I think I'm on board with that.
That's being straight. That's being straight. I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do it.
Really?
No, I'm just focusing on me and getting to know who I am. And then, you know, if I vibrate to somebody, then it'll happen. But for me to approach somebody, no. You can't take a chance. It's totally different than when I grew up. Totally different.
You know what? I second that. I feel like if I was in a relationship right now, I wouldn't even, it's so easy now. All I gotta do is just swipe like this. Swipe
Yeah,
like
but
this.
what's harder though, exactly.
This
That's
is
why
new age.
it's harder in real life. So how do you approach somebody you're interested in real life? Successfully. How do you get the number without seeming like a creep?
I don't even know if they give out numbers anymore. It's been so long. There's Instagram now and Facebook. They don't even give out numbers anymore. It's a new, like I said, it's a new time we're living in. You gotta talk. You gotta talk through texting and stuff. It's no longer long phone conversations.
Numbers anymore. You're on Facebook. That's it. You're on Facebook. I'll add you on
We're
Facebook.
going on for like 3 hours with a girl, man. 3 hours on the phone.
I know.
Getting no sleep.
I miss phone conversations.
The whole, huh?
You meet a girl, you're on the phone the whole night with her. And that's yours. That's yours. Once you talk to her for the whole night, that's yours.
See, right now in a relationships, you have to do it for the love. Don't do it for the likes.
Ah! Hey, do it for the love, don't do it for the likes. I love it. That's a quote. Brian, younger guy, how are you approaching people in real life?
Me?
Yeah, if you're interested.
I don't approach people that. Girls will show their attraction, and that's it. I don't take that risk. I'm sorry.
I think if you really like someone, you're gonna smile because you like that person. If they smile back, then you know you can approach them. If they don't really smile back at you, then
So what do you say if you go up to them? What do you say exactly?
I think you just gotta keep it simple and say hi, my name, whatever your name is, you know? Instead of like these stupid cheesy chat up lines, you should just be honest. That's it. Say hello.
I used to have no problem just walking up to a girl and being like, "Yo, what up?" Or like saying something or giving her a compliment or something. But nowadays, it's like it's not even worth risking that anymore. I'd rather see that she's interested in me and then make my move.
And have her approach you?
Yeah.
Or girls approaching you in real life, not online, but in real life.
Man,
girls
look at
approaching
this
you?
guy's hair.
Yeah, I know, he's super cute. He's super cute.
Yeah.
But I'd be intimidated to like, I don't know, because we're told that like not to.
Come on, guys can tell when a girl's interested.
Yeah,
It's pretty simple.
Tips on how to approach somebody in real life if you're interested in them. In person.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of out of twine with that. You know, it's a different age, like they're saying. You know, Instagram, all that. You know what I'm saying? I just keep it simple. I just chill out. If I catch a vibe,
Yeah.
it's whatever, you know?
Yeah. Do you ask people for their number straight up, or are you like more like waiting for her, or how does it even happen nowadays? Are people?
I guess it just happens, man. You know, there's like no method to the madness. It just happens. If it's supposed to happen, it's gonna happen, right? It's a new era. You start asking girls for their phone number, they probably think you're a creep in 2018 or something like that. So it's like, you know, you just gotta kind of whatever, you know?
Kev,
Yes.
How do you show somebody you're interested in real life? How do you get the number? How do you get the digits?
Oh.
How do you start dating?
That's a big question.
I know.
It has multiple answers to it. Every situation calls for a different approach. So there's no real general rule, I would say, to how you do it, because every situation comes with a different approach. But honest, like an open aura. That makes sense. Right?
So she has to be interested, and then you...
Yeah, like you have to make yourself receptive, you know what I mean? And they would become receptive, I guess.
What's the one thing a man should know about women?
What's the one thing a man should know about a woman? Talking from my personal opinion.
Yeah. Game. Spit game.
No,
this is game. This
you
is
know
game.
what? And I could say this with a clear conscience and a clear mind because I grew up with 5 women.
Yeah.
And they tell me women are very manipulative. Very manipulative. And you know what how I translate that? You know what I translate that into? Distractions. Women are they're a huge distraction. They're beautiful. You want them, you run after them. And most of the time you can't really have them. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on in their head.
Wow.
I feel
so
like
young man, beware. Women are a huge distraction.
Yes. Yes.
B.
That's what he's doing.
Game about women. What's the one thing a guy needs to know about women?
Gotta be able to afford one. Straight up.
Why should I be able to afford a woman? Why does she come with her own money?
Yeah.
I mean, why can't we be equal? Why can't we move through?
They want equal rights.
Right.
Should be equal across the board.
But that's not the time we live in. You gotta have your shit together. And you gotta be able to afford it.
Interesting. Okay, so when it comes to equality, are you guys saying young man go Dutch? Young man don't spend all your money?
Well, find a woman that has a job. Find a woman that's doing something, not even necessarily a job, but has a dream. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. As ambitious, yes. Find someone that's ambitious.
And then you can treat them when they deserve to be treated.
Well, in order to find a woman that's ambitious, you have to be ambitious yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you're not, you won't find one.
Right.
And you're gonna find anything, right?
Game.
So for me about a woman is, I think a woman is an agent of chaos.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I think a woman is an agent of chaos. Because if you're in a relationship with a woman, right? If it's not one thing, it's another. She'll find something to start. If it's so,
Okay.
If it's like, okay, you have all this money, right? She'll complain and say, well,
You don't have
he's not good in sex. He's not good in the bed. When he's good in bed, oh, you gotta get a job. Like,
you work too hard.
Like when you're at work and you're staying for 15 hours, oh, I cheat on you because you know what, you're never home. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, which one is it? Which one do you want? And if you give her everything, she'll find something. And she's also emotional too.
What do you know for a fact that you would want to pass on?
But you get what you put in.
Ah, see?
You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me, did you hear that? You get what you put in. I love it. Finally, the one thing you know for sure about women that you would want to pass on. Like, hey, you better know this about women. Women are...
Also creatures of habit. They love routine. They love some forms of stability. But once routine has been disturbed, watch out.
So they like routine, but
No, they love routine. They love routine. Women love routine. They do love routine. I find that they love routine. Stability. It's like safety. It's like feeling secure. Security.
Security.
Security. That's the word. Women love security. That's it. Security and stability.
Every relationship has to be give and take. You gotta. Yeah, exactly, man. You gotta.
Treat her fucked up, she gonna act fucked up. That's what it comes down to. They're humans, like us.
Exactly. You give it, you'll get back.
Of course.
Yeah. If you focus your attention on a woman, she's gonna give you that love back. And if you find a woman that loves you for who you are, you hold on to her, man. Because there's too many girls out there that are all about material things. Houses, cars, bling this, bling that.
Finding a good woman.
Who you are first.
What are the criteria? What's a good woman?
What's a good woman?
What's a good woman? You've lived this long. What's a good woman?
Everybody has their own idea of what a good woman is, though. What would be a good woman for me?
Yes. What are your standards for good women?
For the stage of life that I'm in right now,
Yeah.
a good woman for me would be someone that can do the things I do, like keeping the house clean, cooking. You know what I'm saying? Like chores. Like think about how I like the place, how we like our place to be. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that stuff is important to me at this stage of my life. Money, not so well. Yeah, my woman has to work. Obviously, she's got to be a career woman.
I'd rather but mine's came in early.
I don't know.
I used to diet.
That's about it, man.
Yeah?
Wait, when did they come in?
Good woman?
Good
If I'm saying I want a good woman, what should I look for?
Well, my grandfather had it.
For me, for a man, get to know who you are first, right? So I'm a Taurus, right? Men should know what that means. Now, for a woman, a man has to know, okay, what's the opposite or what's the attraction sign to the Taurus? And different houses and the moon sign and all that. That's
Oh,
deep.
that's a lot though.
No, that's deep, but that's how you get
deep,
that's
but
how
it's
you
just
get a
astrology.
woman.
What if you don't believe in astrology?
Well, then she won't be my woman then. Like, you got to move on.
Ah, okay.
Who knows, man? Too many movies.
Because that way
Too much graphics.
we save problems down the road.
I can't see it for at least 2 weeks.
Right? If it's about love, it's about love. It's not just about fling, that's different.
What's your advice on getting money?
You know what? Start up a little small business if you can. You can do anything. Wash windows. I have a lot of respect for the guys that go around here and wash windows. It's cheap. Charge $10, whatever. You're only there for a couple minutes. You do 10 stores like that, it's $100 a day. Cut grass. There's tons of stuff you could do out there. You know what I mean?
What's the best way for a man to make money for himself, to be independent?
I don't know because I have no money.
No, there you go.
I don't get money.
Me neither.
The best advice is how to satisfy your needs. So basically minimize your needs. Don't try to copy anybody. There you go. So money is not the issue. The issue is how to satisfy your needs.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
That makes sense.
But in this part of the world, you need what satisfies your needs is the money. In this part of the world,
What's your advice for somebody that's trying to figure it out? He's trying to figure it out.
what are you good at? What talents that you have that only you know? What's your passion? What do you like? You know, it could be anything. It could be watching TV. It could be playing video games. Try to use your mind and your heart and see if there's a way that you can make a living off of that.
Whatever you do, man, just make sure that you have a vision of where it's going to take you. You know what I'm saying? If you start hustling, that's not it. You know what I'm saying? There's a way out, whatever. If you work flipping burgers at McDonald's, try to get that manager position. You know what I'm saying? There's always a key out there. You just got to find it. You know what I'm saying?
Dope. B?
What up?
Getting money.
you buy now?
I would say find something that you can expand with, that maybe you can eventually turn into your own business and develop. Just maybe do something that you can grow with, something that's not going to give you a cap and that you can't do anything more than what you do every day, right?
I'll apply the technology.
Dope.
Aim high and you'll land amongst the stars.
I love that. Dealing with pain successfully. Now, I know none of us have mastered that.
No.
But how have you dealt with pain and loss in your life?
I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure that out, to be honest. I know that, I guess a lot of times I have to remind myself that, you know what, we're all born, we're gonna die, we all gonna leave this planet, and that kind of prepares me for any loss that I have in my life. You know what I mean? I guess that's the way I look at it. That just prepares myself. I just prepare myself mentally.
How have you dealt with like broken hearts and stuff? Depression.
No, I don't really get depressed like that.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't fall under those things. I don't let anything bother me.
Exactly.
I try to, because I have no control of those things outside of myself. I can't control that, so I can't let it bother me.
advice for dealing with pain or loss?
There is something they say, no pain, no gain. So the best advice is try to trivialize your pain. Learn from it. Fall and get up. And life goes on. Basically, the principle is pain is part of life. Don't complain. Don't feel, oh, this is the end of the world. Okay, so think that this is not the worst pain that somebody can sustain. Sustain it, suck it up,
That's Spanish,
and
you know that, right? Spanish is
stand up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna second what Pete said. Basically, it's mentally get yourself prepared about, like I said, get to know who you are. Not as a man, as a being. So when loss does come, you know it's not a loss. Right? It's something that just moving on to another level. And you're gonna be there too, so. Right? But if, you know, when you think about hurt, okay, physical side, you're gonna be hurt, of course. But not to the point where, you know, you're gonna go crazy.
This is it though. Some of us do go crazy. Some of us get stuck in like broken hearts or just depression and stuff like that, and we can't get out. And especially for men, because you guys aren't encouraged to kind of deal with your feelings and stuff and talk it out. Like, what's the advice?
Get to know who you are.
That's it, exactly.
Get to know who you are, not as the person, as the being.
Yeah.
Because you know you're not who you think you are, right? Because like people say, like for example, Peter. If Peter goes tomorrow, knock on wood that he doesn't.
Amen.
He's still alive.
Not gonna need him tomorrow.
So who is he then? Right? So who is he? If he goes tomorrow,
Yeah.
and he's still alive, who is he?
Who's his essence? His
So
being?
he's not Peter, right?
Yeah.
Right. So people have to get to know who they are. Once they
Right.
get to know who they
Right.
are, then the world will be a paradise. The problem is society doesn't want you to know who you are because they love the chaos.
Bri, advice for dealing with loss?
Be strong yourself as an individual so that way other people don't make you feel weak. I think that's like a good way to deal with depression. Because I don't know, everyone has their own opinions on success and life and all this shit. But overall, if you're working towards your own goals and you're doing your own thing, then it's hard for you to get distracted and get depressed from other people's self-centeredness. You know? Focus on yourself. That's all I say. When you're working on yourself on a regular basis, it's hard for you to get depressed because you know you're making progress. Or you know you're moving forward.
I've actually found this. Being your best self.
More than 4, bro. Like even a guy like me who don't know about football.
Taking care of yourself? Like looking out for yourself? Loving
Just in terms
yourself.
of, like,
How about that?
How do I be the best man that I can be?
Well, that's hard to say. Like I said, I know what works for me.
Yeah.
How do I feel like I'm being the best man to myself?
Yeah.
I make sure I exercise, try to eat well. Hygiene is important. And educating yourself, man. I think that's being your best self. You know, putting your best foot forward. Use your full potential. You are your best hustle. Always remember that. Put your best foot forward. Always make sure you're putting your best self out. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that's good.
No, just provide 100% of effort in whatever you do. Don't ever go to bed saying I should have done this better. That's all. Be good to the society and to yourself.
And stop making excuses. Don't make excuses.
Best man you can be, meditate. I would say pray, but it might offend some people. Just meditate. Alright? But then the answers will come. Because you know, you can say, like, I agree with Peter, eating and all that, and exercising, doing right, but that's just the body. Right? Sometimes the body leads you astray. Right? So I guess if you get a marriage so-called, like body and spirit together, then I think that's the best you can be. So yeah, the eating, I agree with him. Do the best you can, but also the spiritual side, because man is spirit and flesh, right? So combine them together, and then try to be the best you can be.
That's a hard question because I'm a very young man. But honestly, I could say always make sure you have a clear vision of your goals and trying to do something on a daily basis that will get you there, and you know, try and save and make investments so that way you have a good future and you can eventually have a family.
I don't know, man. Just know yourself. Know yourself. There's a good start.
That's what it comes down to. If you don't know yourself, you can't become the best you can be. So it's all about knowing thyself. Because if you don't know thyself, how can you become the best person you can be? Right?
The most important is be honest with yourself. And that's how you'll be the best man or woman that you can be.
Yo, be yourself. I can't stress that enough. Just be yourself. I don't care how nerdy you are. Be a nerd, man. Like, do whatever it is. Be yourself. That's it. Don't try to pretend to be someone else. You know what I mean? You're going to get hurt like that. You're going to find yourself in a situation that you shouldn't be in because you're trying to pretend to be someone you're not. Be yourself.
I agree. I agree.
This is Pete Cutter from Cut and Run. Thank you for watching another week of Chop Talk. Please subscribe.
I did it.